Coach, we've seen home court be a valuable factor in this NBA playoffs. Just how much did it help your group tonight?
Big time. I said it during the year. I'll say it again during the playoffs. Our fan base is incredible. The energy in this building was absolutely spectacular. The way in which they came out, supported us from the beginning of the game. I think that's what energized our group to get back on track.
You said you would tell us the starting lineup, and there was a change to it. What went into that decision to move Wendell back into the first five, and how did he help alleviate the offense?
I thought he did a great job out there. You know, a lot of his stuff doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but I think he did a great job battling on the boards, keeping Jared off the glass a little bit, being physical in his hits. I think he did a fantastic job. You know, and a lot of those things don't always show up in the stat sheets, but that's who he is.
Why did you make the lineup change?
You got to try something new. You dropped two. Got to change it up.
What were your thoughts on what Paolo did best tonight, and at what point did you feel like he was going to have it rolling?
I think you felt it from the beginning of the game, honestly. The moment he stepped into his first shot, it didn't go in. There was no hesitation to his next one. And I think that's the sign of a young man who's continuing to get better, continuing to grow into who he's becoming, that he does not let a make or a miss rattle what he's doing. And then you saw, the result down the stretch. He was fantastic.
Back here. We've talked a lot over the past week about you guys are liking the shots that you're taking. They're just not falling in, and the home crowd did help. But was there anything else different that you saw your guys do tonight that helped those shots actually start to begin to fall?
Well, I think we got some easy ones. And what we've talked about is being able to get out early because we finished the possessions, to get out and run and get easy baskets in transition. And I think when you see a couple layups go in, you see a few shots go in, it builds a little bit more and the momentum changes a little bit. We saw that with them in Cleveland, and then the story was a little different here for us, being able to watch the ball go through the hoop.
After commit, I think Paolo had like 15 turnovers in games 1 and 2. He didn't have any tonight. I mean, just how important is that for him to take care of the ball as he did?
The possession battle. I think that's very key in this game. Whether that's finishing possessions out with the rebound, taking care of the basketball, getting a shot up each possession down, offensive rebounds, all those little things that we're going to have to continue to do. And, getting this game is great, but obviously you have to go back and look in the film and understand, there's going to be adjustments made. And so we've got to make sure we've got the right mindset walking into the next game.
You've talked about it all year that Paolo is a winner. To see him step up and have this kind of game and this kind of moment, what does that say about him as a player and really as a leader for this team?
He's a winner, like you just said, and that's who he is. Challenged him today to go after some more rebounds, and he did it. And, that's the thing about him. He's going to find whatever way necessary to help his team win, whether that's scoring, rebounding, defending, whatever that looks like. That's the young man he is.
You mentioned the job that Wendell did limiting Allen on the glass, and then as a team, you almost out-rebounded them by 20. Just what did you make of the effort of your guys on both ends of the floor on crashing the glass?
By committee. I think, you have to have the guards get in there as well, because it's not just one man that's doing it. Wendell did a great job of blocking out, but we had other guys flying in there to make sure that we secured the rebound, which allowed us the ability to get out and run.
Coach, normally Paolo plays the entire 12 minutes in the first. Tonight you went with Franz for all 12 minutes, taking Paolo out a little bit early. Was that a decision that you made in-game, or was that sort of decided beforehand to kind of change things up, or was it just kind of the flow of the game?
I think there's constant adjustments being made, and every game is different. Every game is going to look different. So however that looks for next game may change up. But, again, the guys had a great rhythm, a great flow going. The ball was moving. They were sharing it. We were playing with a high level of energy and defensive effort.
Well, we talked about the shots falling, but all the other things as well, with the lack of turnovers, with defending well. How satisfying is it for you to see all the puzzle pieces kind of come together in this Game 3?
It's very good for us tonight, knowing what we're capable of doing. I think being able to win the possession battles, I think those are big keys for us.
Jamal, it's been 13 years since the Magic last won a playoff game in this building. Just how satisfactory is it? How redeeming is it to be able to give this fan base, this community, a win finally here in Orlando?
you can't. I don't think you can put words on it. You know, I think they've done such a great job of continuously supporting this group, this organization, this franchise, and this is a group that enjoys all of that support. And for us to get that win, this win, is great. To be able to help them celebrate this moment. Knowing we got to come out and do it again.
Coach, we know defense is very important to win championships, and you guys been top 3 all year round. But can you take us through what happened today? It seems like you guys give a clinic. Donovan and Garland only 18 points. And do you think that's going to be the key moving forward to pass to this round?
We've got to defend. That's been our calling card all year, to trust our defense, to allow it to build into our offense. And again, the way in which we'll change it up, depending on what happens next game, we can't just rest, and we got to come back out and look at the adjustments that we'll need to make, because there's going to be some there. But we've got to play with that level of energy, that level of intensity, that focused attention to the game plan, and doing it the right way by committee.
Jamal, what degree of toughness and tenacity and pride did you see from your young group tonight?
There was just a level of confidence that they all possessed. Knowing what was at stake, knowing what they needed to do and how we needed to play tonight. I thought they showed a level of poise, resilience, no matter what was happening. And you saw it from the beginning of the game where shots were not falling. And it could have been the same story. But there's a confidence within this group and how we do it by committee that they're going to keep encouraging each other. They're going to keep stepping into their shots, and they're going to keep defending no matter the circumstances.
Coach, obviously the first 2 games brought on a lot of frustrations for a number of reasons, but to come out here and to win in the way that you did, 38 points instead of a close game, what does that impact have for this team, and how do you carry that going into Saturday?
I think the first 2 games were learning lessons, understanding how we need to play and what we need to do, not allowing the shot falling, making or missing to impact the way in which we play. And that's what we saw tonight, being able to defend at the high level, but still being able to step into our shots with confidence and attacking, early and often.
You're our head coach. This is a fantastic game. Blowout, definitely, but you are a head coach. Anything that you have seen tonight that you thought you guys should have improved on?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's always going to be something. It's going to go back and look at the film and see where we could have made one more pass, where there's a rotation there, they dumped it off to the big and we didn't come across the lane. I mean, those are things that we'll have to continue to look at, go back and check the film out. But there's a lot of things that we can continue to improve on, that, again, it's make, miss. They happen to miss some shots as well, and how much we impacted those, the film will tell that. But we got to make sure we keep improving and be ready for whatever adjustments need to be made for next game.
Jamal, you talked about the poise and the confidence never wavering. For a young team, where does that come from that they're able to do what they just did?
It's a by committee. I think they just all feel a confidence level of what they know they're capable of doing. And I think that's where it comes from. The lead, when Paolo has a great demeanor about him, Franz has a great demeanor about him, our veterans and Gary and Joe, they do a great job of, having a great resolve throughout the game. But I think they've learned throughout the year never to get too high, never get too low, no matter what's happening within the game. And that's just continued growth through these experiences and all these games that we've been playing in. Thank you, guys.
We all put stuff on.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
At what point tonight did you realize it was going to be your team's night?
Probably sometime third, fourth quarter, but I always think you get those leads by just going play by play and think from one moment to the next. And I thought our urgency all night was really good. Our energy was great. Everybody's was really locked in, and we need a similar effort on Saturday.
What impressed you most about Paolo's performance?
I mean, the shot making. That was pretty special. Extremely tough shots. Some against 2 defenders. Makes the game pretty easy for the rest of us.
you've seen home court play a big role
in this playoffs. You know, how much did the home crowd help you tonight?
Yeah, it was great playing at home. I thought the fans were amazing. Gave us for sure another boost, and yeah, can't wait for Saturday.
How did the return of Wendell Carter to the starting five impact things from your perspective? Did it help, and just what did you see on that end?
I think we're just a little bit more used to that, to those lineups, first unit and the second unit, and then obviously we guarded a little bit different their actions, and I thought Wendell did a phenomenal job. To me, like, maybe you look at the stat sheet, you don't think he had a great game. I thought he had a huge impact on the game defensively, especially making it hard for their guards and pick and roll actions, and guarding their bigs, getting them off the boards. That's what we really struggled with in the first two games. So big shout out to our bigs.
Franz, 8 assists, no turnovers for you tonight. That's the most assists you've had since the end of December. Coming off a game where you had 2 assists, 6 turnovers, what was different for you tonight, and kind of some of the looks that you were seeing that led to that ratio there?
Yeah, just try to make the right play, the easy play. The way they're guarding us, they're inviting some open threes. So we just got to keep taking them, and it's on me and some other guys to get the ball there and make the right decisions.
Franz, you guys started 0 for 9 from the field. I think it was like 1 of 11 from 3. How do you keep it from spiraling or just feeling like, oh, here we go again?
I mean, no, we need this game, obviously. So I thought our mentality is how we started the game really well, and it was all great looks. I think that's what's always good. We moved the ball, found the open man, and normally that's how the game works. Like, it's just positive energy and that stuff. It's good karma. That stuff just pays off over the game.
Hey, Franz. There were multiple possessions tonight where Cleveland was almost desperately trying to get Jalen Suggs off of Donovan Mitchell. Your thoughts on Suggs' screen navigation tonight?
I mean, he's been, in my opinion, one of the best guard defenders all year. The pressure that he puts on the ball handler, how he navigates screens, and to me, really unique. He makes plays off the balls too as a guard. So I think tonight's just another example of that. But I think he starts it for us on the defensive side.
Franz, you just talked about starting slow earlier, about keeping positive, but then once you guys do start getting the shots to fall, what does the mindset kind of then change to as you're getting hot?
Just stick with it. Understand that it's a long game and even longer series. So, we did our job tonight, and we got to do the same on Saturday, and just keep chipping away.
Just kind of building on that. How much of a I know you guys have kind of kept the same mindset and tried to stay confident in your shots, but just seeing the ball go through the basket, how much does that relieve some of that pressure and allow you to kind of play freer and looser on offense?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Once you make a couple, they goes out a little harder, and you get them in rotation and stuff like that. So that definitely helps.
Thanks,
Awesome, thank you.
Jalen, we talked pregame about the importance of home court and the crowd being a factor tonight. How much did you feel the Kia Center and the Magic faithful helped fuel you guys tonight?
Very much so. I mean, just the confidence that they give you. After every bucket, you see everybody stand up, you hear everybody cheer, you hear the roars. I think it excites you to come back down, get a stop, go do it again. It gives you a bit of extra motivation, some juice, some more pop in your step. So it was definitely felt, and it was rocking here today. Boy, that was fun. We was talking about it all game, just how lit, how energetic it is in there. I'd like to keep doing this here.
Jalen, you've talked all year about the chemistry, the growth, and really just the camaraderie that this whole group has. For you guys to stick together these past 3 years with Coach Mose coming in, you and Franz getting drafted, to now getting your first playoff win together here in front of this home crowd, what does that just mean for yourself and this group?
I think it means a lot because of what you said, because of the character of people that we have in the locker room. Love them bros in there like my brothers, actually, on the court, off the court. You know, we hang out, spend time together. In the summers, we're together, and we're finding ways to kick it still, and while we're all doing our own thing. So, yeah, I think that's all I've known has been around good people. You know, teams that are like families, and this is one of those ones. You know, they've been with me specifically. You know, for the past 2 years, going on 3 now, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, sharing these moments with anybody else. So, yeah, just very proud of everybody, from the staff down to the players, down to everybody that's part of the organization, everybody over in the building. This is a collective effort, a collective moment that we all deserve to share, and you know, understanding that we're not done yet. You know, we go get one Saturday, and it's a long series to go.
You guys got off to a slow start in this game, and it kind of felt like a repeat of games 1 and 2. How did you guys kind of keep your composure and poise to stay with it and eventually blow this game open? And just how much of an effect did it have to finally see some of those shots go in and start kind of building that momentum?
It was funny. We was missing them first couple, about 3, 4, 5, and you could just hear the hey, you know, it was hilarious. But just staying with it, like I've said, I think this whole time, our process has been so good, and we were getting great looks. They weren't dropping early, you know, but everybody picked each other up. You know, everybody's telling each other to keep shooting, keep getting the looks, keep causing problems, and we shot it tonight. We shot it really well, not only from 3, but in the paint. I think we did a great job of, you know, really being dominant down there, you know, carrying over the physicality, but also thinking the game at a bit of a higher level tonight, and you know, having a bit more swag. That's what I'm saying. It helps being home in front of this crowd, and yeah, it was a culmination of all those things tonight. So, just continuing to build on those, continue to stay happy, stay excited, but stay hungry.
Jalen, to that point, you said after the Game 2 loss that you weren't going to let 2-hour games define you or define this team, but when you look at this type of dominant performance, in what ways is that defining of who this team is and what you're capable of?
I think it'd be contradictory to not still stand on that statement that I made. But this is great. This is a really good momentum builder. You know, these are the ones that, you know, is in the these ones are in the back of your head, you know, as you come into the next game, and you know, you understand what we were able to do here out on the court. Now, knowing they're going to come out, you know, they need this one, they want this one, a win going back home to go up 3-1, and we got to be ready to answer that fight. I think we will. I know we will, as we were today, and yeah, this was a good one. So continuing to build on it, continuing to get better. You know, not get too high, not get too low, but enjoy this moment because it's a special one.
Jalen, the team's defense did travel to Cleveland, but tonight, I mean, the way you guys were able to neutralize Donovan Mitchell, Allen, and Mobley, how would you grade the defense tonight?
A minus. I give us the minus because there were some mental errors, mental mistakes. You know, we allowed them to get shots, and they just missed some of them. You know, I credit the crowd to that. They created a hostile environment tonight, so a lot of those open shots didn't feel too open. But yeah, I think defensively everybody contributed. Everybody did it. We were all on one sound, moving as a unit, covering for each other, being aggressive, being physical, but again, also being smart. You know, not being overly physical, picking our moments, you know, when we can climb up into guys, when we got to be solid, you know, finding right times to string together kills and things like that. All of that was a culmination. I think we did a great job on that end. The offense is going to be what it is. Again, those first 2 games are perfect examples of it's not always going to fall. Shots aren't always going to go in, but you can control that defensive end every single night. And I think we've done a great job of doing that, and today was another example of it.
To that, Jalen, when you see all these pieces starting to come together with the offense, with the defense playing well, limiting turnovers, how good does that feel as a unit as you guys are watching kind of the culmination of all the hard work going forward?
It feels great. Again, like I said, a very, very big confidence booster. These are all things that we knew, we had belief in. We've done them all year long. You know, we've put them together. We've had stretches where, you know, we've missed offense, where we've missed the defense, where we've missed our intensity. You know, and today, like you said, it was great to have all of them come together, you know, and equal a win. So I think the funny part, tricky part is now that we set a standard for how good, how locked in we can be, and what we can do out there on the basketball court. So anything less than this now, you know, we're understanding that something's off. You know, someone's not giving their all. We're not as mentally locked in as we need to be. And that brings a level of responsibility, but I think to me a level of confidence and joy. what we did tonight was special, a great win collectively, and looking to build on it, looking to continue improving, and again, go play again on Saturday. I'm ready to hoop again, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, Jalen, you attributed fans for your defensive performance. Obviously, the players deserve credit as well. But how much of your team's defensive success would you attribute to Jamal Mosley himself? Oftentimes throughout games, you can hear him calling out the opposing team sets and being engaged with the players defensively throughout the entirety of the game.
Absolutely. I think a lot of it, not only him, but the whole coaching staff. They did a great job of putting a good game plan together. A switch up, from the first two games. If you were watching, you can tell the details, that were changed. And I give them a lot of credit for that. A lot of good calls, helping us to stay engaged, stay active, continuing to remind us every time out, every huddle, every dead ball, to continue to stay locked in on that end of the floor and be very detailed there. And again, in that, we're going to find our offense. So, yeah, Jamal, that feels weird calling him Jamal. Mose deserves a lot of credit, for putting a great game plan together tonight, as does everyone on our staff.
Thanks, Jalen.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Jalen.
Paolo, when we were on the road, we talked about how important home court was for the Cavs. For you to flip the script and get energized off the home crowd tonight, just how much of a role did the Magic faithful and the Kia Center play to your success tonight?
They played a huge role. I don't think people realize how much of a difference it makes. When you make a play or you score and the whole arena erupts every single time. It just gives you a huge energy boost and, makes you forget that you're tired or whatever it may be. So definitely give a lot of credit to the Magic faithful.
Paolo, obviously this is a big milestone for you and the team, first playoff win. But earlier in the year, Coach Mosley shared with y'all Kobe's job's not finished press conference. So what is the mix right now? How you want to be enjoying and celebrating this win, but also realizing there's still a series at hand?
I don't think it's hard for anybody. I think that we all understand. I don't think anybody's partying or anything. We know we got to do the same thing on Saturday. So I think it's pretty simple. Obviously, we're proud of the win tonight. And like you said, it is big to get your first playoff win at home as just for this group. But we want to win the whole series. So we're going to have to do it again.
Paolo, at what point tonight did you realize that you personally had it rolling?
What point? I would say when I made my first basket and I just threw it up and it went in. Because I missed the first 5 or 6, and I knew that they were all pretty easy shots. Then I was just kind of too excited, almost too much energy, shot a lot, too strong, left and right. So I would say when the first one went in, it just wasn't even supposed to go in. I was really trying to get a foul, but that's when I was like, okay, I got it going from here.
Paolo, back here. Execution-wise, what was the biggest difference tonight? Because all week, a lot of what you guys have been saying is the shots are good, they're just not falling. So what execution-wise kind of helped make them fall tonight?
I think I just give credit to us being home and us being backed by the fans. Starting your first 2 playoff games and on the road, and that environment was tough for, I think, everybody. Tonight I had 0 turnovers, and the first 2 I was turning it over every time I touched it. So I think just being here at home calms you down, and it helps everybody out. And so now the challenge is just doing it again, and then do it again, and then having to take it to Cleveland. So it's a challenge that we're all looking forward to, and I think we're all excited.
Paolo, there's a kind of a sequence in the first quarter when you hit a 3 and Franz hit a 3 and Suggs hit a 3 and Cole hit a 3. When you guys finally see those going in, how does that make you feel? What kind of energy lift does that give you?
Yeah, I think we just all feed off each other as a team. When you see your teammate making shots, it just lifts everybody up, and guys feed off that. And so I think it was a lot of that going on. The first couple times, or the first couple minutes, we missed, I think, our first 5 or 6 threes. So, that's just that keep shooting mentality. And then once one goes down, the floodgates open. So, yeah.
Paolo, you all out-rebounded them by almost 20 after getting beat on the glass the first two games. You had 14 yourself. Just what did you make of your team's effort to out-rebound them tonight, especially on both ends of the floor?
Yeah, we knew that was kind of the killer in the first two games. We thought we've been playing pretty good defense, but we've been giving up way too many rebounds, getting dominated on the glass. So we really wanted to put an emphasis on neutralizing their bigs, keep them off the boards. And I think Wendell Carter was a huge part in that. Even though it may not show up in the stat sheet, points wise or whatever you want to call it, just him being out there, banging with Allen and putting a body on him and rebounding, it made a huge difference for us.
Paolo, ahead of game 2, you talked about trying to get your teammates more involved. Obviously, game 2 didn't go quite as planned, and tonight it really looked like you came out with a sense of aggressiveness, making sure you went at Mobley. You got some really tough mid-range fadeaways there on him. Just what was your mentality going into tonight, making sure that you got yours and kind of got rolling early on?
Yeah, I just knew I was going to have to stay in attack mode. Obviously, the difference between being down 2-1 and 3-0 is ginormous. So knew that this game was kind of a do-or-die game. And, I didn't want to leave any stone unturned. I wanted to just go out there and hoop and, be aggressive from the start.
Paolo, 3 games now where you guys have held Cleveland under 100 points tonight, 83. In running Donovan Mitchell off the line, giving him different looks, how do you feel as if you guys collectively as a team just did a great job defensively, especially limiting Donovan?
Yeah, I think we're doing a good job on that, and we've been doing a good job on that. And I think I said after game 1 or 2, we just need our offense to catch up, and so that's what happened tonight. But our defense has been great. Mitchell and Garland are 2 guys that, they're going to keep you on your toes the whole game. So I just give a lot of credit to, Suggs, Gary, Franz, just pestering them on the perimeter. And, we're just going to have to keep it up because those guys can get hot at any time.
You mentioned it. This being such an important game. You're one of the young leaders on this team. How much did you take kind of your responsibility to lead this team and to have this kind of performance in a must-win game? And how much do you relish, these kinds of moments and games with this kind of stakes?
Yeah, this is really my first taste of big time basketball in the NBA. So just trying to embrace it, and as a team, I think we all just look to each other for that confidence, for that reassurance, letting each other know that I just go around all the time and just tell different guys I'm with you. That's always what I say, just so that they know I'm even if I'm not super vocal, like they know I'm gonna give my best effort out there. So that's just kind of the mentality, and it paid off tonight.
Given that this is your first time in the playoffs with this level of responsibility, what's been the most fun part of it, and what's been the most challenging part of it?
Most fun part probably is the trash talk. The refs, they let a lot of it go, and the players, it's just you're seeing these guys over and over again, and we already saw these guys a lot in the regular season, so you just know your opponent so well, so it makes it fun. And then the challenging part, I would say playing on the road, honestly. Playing on the road in the regular season is a lot different than playing on the road in the playoffs. Every time you score on the road, it's just dead quiet. It's kind of depressing. It's hard to, find that momentum. So I would say playing on the road is the most challenging.
There did seem to be a few moments where you had some words for either Morris or Thompson. Was there anything that they said to you that prompted you to?
Oh, it's just, since game 1, they were talking a lot game 1 and 2, and I was talking a lot tonight, but I got a lot of respect for both of those guys. Morris, Tristan, Morris, he's one of the guys who he kind of gave me the work my rookie year. So after that, I kind of always had respect for him. He's an older guy too, so he kind of talked to you like an old head. But it's fun going back and forth. Have words for those guys, and they got words for me.
Yep.